Sickle cell disease, a neglected issue nowadays, which drastic consequences has brought about a call for concern. It is therefore important to know your blood group compatibility before birthing.
Sickle cell disease is a condition in which the individual inherits genes from both parents, and in the recessive form, they cause the formation of red blood cells which are not round, but sickle shape or like croissant shape, and these cells cannot carry enough oxygen, which is the main reason or the main function of hemoglobin is to carry oxygen from the lungs to all other parts of the body. Sickle cell cannot carry enough oxygen, and they have a tendency to stick together, to aggregate, and to block circulation, especially in the small arteries and veins, causing all the complications we know, which may include problems of the liver and spleen, blindness, leg ulcers that don't heal, enlarged spleen. The spleen is a reservoir for blood in the body, and they can cause a stroke to children or to infants as young as 10. Yes, couples need to do hemoglobin electrophoresis, which is a simple blood test to know the level of their sickle cell trait or not. Usually they are determined as S, SS, AS, or AA. AA is normal, AS is a carrier, and SS is a sickler. So it's good to do this hemoglobin electrophoresis before marriage, and you have to be compatible, because if a carrier gets married to another carrier, or a sickler gets married to a sickler, or vice versa, their children are bound to be sicklers. So they are sick, they have retarded growth, they have menstrual problems, they are small in size, there's all kinds of problems related to their development, and the painful crisis requires hospital admission at all times of the day, frequent crises 10 times a year or more, with the consequences that it comes with.
A series of strategies and campaigns have been held to sensitize the public on this issue.
Today we are running a campaign on sickle cell anemia for people to become aware and come into the cognizance of the tragedies of not knowing your hemoglobin genotype status. It is very difficult to have children and suffer all along just to have them terminate in a very tragic way. And that is why this batch, under the patronage and the distinguished delegation of SHESA, has come out to be able to reach the masses in a bid to be able to put into action its motto, which says Viriliter Agi, to say, act manly. We decided in our annual jamboree, the annual general meeting of the batch of 2007, to reach the population, to raise their awareness on knowing their hemoglobin genotype status, to be able to equally become crusaders of this campaign.
You should be able to test yourself, know if you are compatible or not. You don't just go about having children and then they have them suffer for the rest of their lives. You have to bear your own kids. You have to work all your life, pay hospital bills, medical bills and stuff like that. So that is the most important lesson I've learned.
The cure actually can only be done by either stem cell transplantation or bone marrow transplant. For that to happen, you need to have a match, an MHC match to the donor, so that the bone marrow or the stem cell is not rejected by the recipient. As if you find a match, a compatible match, then it's a good thing, because then the marrow can be transplanted to the recipient, who will then now have the right genes in him to produce the right types of red blood cells and not the sickle ones.
The campaign against the illness, which started earlier this month, is scheduled to end around the 31st of December. Sickle cell is a deadly disease and should be prevented at all costs.